The Canadian economy has been hitting some turbulence amidst the ongoing trade war with the U.S., but the folks at Deloitte say it isn't all bad news. A new report from Deloitte suggests the economy hit a low point during the second quarter of this year, but growth has been picking up. According to the report, Canada is expected to avoid a technical recession and cap 2025 off with just over 1% of GDP growth. The report states that sector-specific tariffs will continue to impact manufacturing sectors, and it forecasts a gradual recovery in the housing market. So what does this mean for you at home? Here to comb through the numbers with us is Desjardins, Chief Economist at Deloitte. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Okay, let's focus a bit on the numbers here in this report. These tariffs really have done a number on us, and along with the uncertainty here. Going forward here, what are you forecasting?
Well, the uncertainty certainly peaked in April, and it's come down, but it's still, as you say, extraordinarily high. And when we think about these tariffs, well, for Canada at the moment, and I mean at this particular moment, we are, as long as we're compliant with the agreement, the CUSMA agreement, our exports can basically go across the border tariff-free. Now, some sectors, of course, do not have that luxury, I guess I'd say, and so we do see these pockets of real weakness. And we're assuming that these carve-outs remain, and that's what's given us this sense that we won't have a recession right now. We're not going to have fast growth. We'll have slow growth, but nonetheless, it will be growth. And we think we'll pick up some momentum in 2026 because not only do we assume that we're going to keep these carve-outs, but we have lower interest rates, and we think another rate cut is coming. And we have governments across this country who are looking at getting some of those impediments to business investment, getting those pushed to the side.
So when you're looking forward to 2026, what risks or factors are you considering, and what could make the forecasts improve or not?
Well, certainly, if we lose our carve-outs for our exports, that will be a very significant downside risk to this forecast. On the other hand, if we do really continue to gain ground in the U.S. market, because when we think about the average tariff on Canadian goods, because we have these carve-outs, it is actually, compared to many other countries, low. So it does give us a little bit of an advantage, which seems to be a little counterintuitive. Mm-hmm. But outside those sectors that are very badly hit, these other ones could have the prospect to see even higher demand because we are the people in the U.S., the companies aren't being subjected to the tariffs on Canadian goods. So that is an upside risk. But right now, we're just assuming, that these stay in place, these carve-outs. Again, we've assumed these sectoral tariffs remain in place. So that's also, tempering just how fast we're going to grow.
We got to talk about the prices at the grocery stores. I know a lot of folks have their eyes on that, and mm-hmm. cost of living has been a concern for many, not only this year, but in previous years. What's the forecast there?
Well, we do have the inflation rate holding around 2%. And really, this reflects a few factors. One is that, again, our economy will grow, but it's not going to grow robustly. So we'll have spare capacity. We already see it in our labor market. We've seen our unemployment rate rise mm-hmm. To 7.1%. So we think that's going to take some of the momentum out of price increases. And so that means inflation pressures will run at about 2%. I think the thing about inflation is that we're not looking for deflation, meaning we're not looking for prices to come down. We're just looking for them to grow more slowly.
Mm. That would be nice. What's the prediction on interest rates?
Well, we have the policy rate moving to 2.25. It's 2.5 right now. So just one more rate reduction, just to provide some stimulus for the economy.
Okay, and we have to talk about the housing market here. What are you predicting? What are you forecasting? Are we going to see a rebound in any way?
Well, the market's kind of differentiated right now. Ontario seems to still be under significant pressure, mm-hmm. in particular the Toronto market, where we have a lot of condo supply, but we don't have a lot of single-family home supply. So we are in a market that, even though rates have come down and prices have come down a little bit anyway, we're still pretty unaffordable. Yeah. So it comes down to how does the supply come on the market, and what will that have a moderating effect on prices? I guess the other factor to consider is that we have much lower immigration. So any of that extra demand is going to be a little bit tempered. So there is some prospects for an improvement in affordability, but again, needs some supply.
Yeah, there's always concern when it comes to talking about the economy nowadays, especially with the tariffs, but there's pockets of good news in this report here.
Yes, there are.
Desjardins, thank you so much for coming in today.
Well, thank you.